Well, see, I was in an open relationship for 4 years.
Ooh, okay. Tell
Yeah.
me how that worked.
Well, the thing about it is that like it has to be when you talk about open relationship, you got to also have open communication. Like you have to be able to communicate and to
Mm-hmm.
be and to talk about it. You should be able to freely talk about, hey, I like this person, I want to talk to this person. But the issue with that relationship was that her idea of open was she could just go have sex with whoever she wanted to and didn't really have to talk to me about it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Where it was just like that's what she thought. And like when we did talk about it, it made her uncomfortable. Like with me, like if there was anyone I wanted to like sleep with, I would always come to her about it, like, hey, what do you think about this girl? Like, hey, I like this girl, like da da da
Mhm.
da da, you know what I'm saying? And then like and usually she'd have an issue, be some type of issue. But like the whole time, but like she would go hang out with her friends and stuff like that. But like but she tried to keep it hidden that she was like messing around with them. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of like coming to me, talking to me about it. That's why I say like if you're gonna have open relationship, you got to be able to have open communication. You got to be able to talk to your partner about whatever's going on,
Mhm.
whether or not you know what I'm saying you're gonna do something, and you should be able to feel like you can talk to your partner without there being a conflict or an issue. You know
For
what I
sure.
mean? And that's like the biggest thing. People don't communicate. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You say, yeah, I'm cool with open relationship, but really you're not cool
You're
with it, or you
not
just
going
going
with it.
along with it and you're not really expressing your whole feeling behind it. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
okay, so explain to me. So, was it like you guys started dating like exclusively, and then later on you guys decided to do the open relationship, or it was like from the get-go you guys were like, we're gonna do an open relationship? Like, how did it work?
Well, we were together for about almost a year before we decided to go open. We started having problems in our relationship. And we thought, and then so like trying to fix it, we was like, well, maybe we can add other people to it, or maybe you know what I'm saying. So
Oh,
it was like really the wrong reason to actually go into
yeah,
open
because I'm
relationship. You
like,
know what I mean?
how bringing other people is gonna fix whatever you guys have?
Because it was kind of like I guess because we had already kind of like built this like little life together where we was like already living together. You know, her kids was calling me dad and all this other stuff, but at the same time, it was kind of like I guess there were people that she had been wanting to, like people from her past that she still wanted to have sex with. You know what I'm saying that she still had like and there I guess there were guys that she had feelings for before she got with me. You know what I
Mm,
mean? So like at that time, we was like, okay, well, since we still got to kind of staying together, let's try see what would happen. And at the same time, like I was in this community where like a lot of our friends were into like some really freaky shit. You know what I'm saying? Like hanging out, throwing parties, throwing like adult parties and things like that. So I was in like this whole group of people that was kind of like you know messing off with each other. Put it like that. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? So my situation was a little bit different than like your average situation. You know what I mean? Because it kind of like played off into that. Because like since we already had like this group of friends who was already like, you know what I'm saying, in that whole mindset of just like kind of like messing off with each other, it was a little bit more easier to and then, you know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, like her and our relationship was like kind of like looked at differently from people. Like we were like this model relationship on the outside. You know what I mean? So it was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like in that community of people, it was normal, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
So,
But at the
so
same time, like
you guys were
the
like, the
issue,
community you're talking about is like swingers.
you can say swingers, but it was yeah, like maybe like a swingers group. I couldn't say because I can't say who all was sleeping with who all ever, but there was like a lot of like nude parties, adult parties, things like that were going on where people were meeting up, hanging out, things like that. I don't know. I wouldn't say it was just like no open forum where like it was just like a whole group sex thing, but like people were meeting up, mingling and things like that. So yeah, you can kind of say like a swingers party type of thing. But but I've been to like a swingers place and it was much different from like where it's just like people just having sex everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like so it was kind of like supposed to be like this in crowd of like a group of people who were like well off people who were business owners who were like hanging out at like expensive
So
houses and
it was
going to
like
parties and stuff like
exclusive.
that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm from Memphis, so it was just like this whole like artsy community of people who were like artists, hip hop artists and stuff. I did graphics and I was like the graphic designer for all of these artists that did all these different things. So like the
Okay.
people who own businesses, they all kind of like hung around the same group. You know what I mean? So I'm not putting no names out there because these people probably like
Hey,
they still in this
but
group.
I heard of a group here. I mean, I don't know, I forgot the name, but it's like they have like a membership for like, I don't know, it's like you got to be kind of rich and known.
Yeah.
Membership is like, I don't know, I heard, huh? I don't know if it's real, 100,000 to get in per year, and then you get
Oh, that's some
invited to
serious.
all these. Yes, because it's like where
Yeah.
the celebrities, like movie stars and stuff like that, go to, and
I
they
mean,
just be
you
having
can
parties.
you definitely got to think about it. Like those people party somewhere. They don't just go to like the average club or something like that. So they have
Mhm.
like private. So it's kind of like what it is. You having these private parties and stuff like that. So it was like I said. So being like in an open relationship was more convenient at that time because we
Yeah.
were around people that were doing that type of thing. But like I said, but where things started going wrong was just like I said, it wasn't there was no open communication. Like so she didn't. I think deep down she kind of felt bad for sleeping with these guys, so she hid it from me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I
Mm.
mean? You feel what I'm saying?
But if
Whereas,
you
like, I
have
know
an
she's gonna
open
hang out like
relationship, why she's not telling you? Like that wasn't
that's
like
what I'm saying.
the rule or the boundary that you guys had. Like, okay, we're gonna do this, but you got to tell me when you go do stuff and with who. Like that wasn't
And
the contract.
and and that was like a lot of our arguments was from that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just saying, hey, you can talk to me, like, but like I don't want to talk to you. I don't feel comfortable talking, like da da da. Or my idea of open is just being able to basically just be single in a relationship. Basically, is her idea of being open. I'm
That's
like,
her
nah,
idea. Okay.
that's not what I wanted. That's ultimately why we ended up splitting apart. You know what I'm saying? Well, really, it was crazy because like, and it was funny because she'd always say she would never have sex with a woman, never have sex with a woman, and then she ends up sleeping with like our next door neighbor who was a woman. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was like a whole bunch of
Hey,
crazy
she
stuff
had
going
to
on.
try. She had to try since it was open. She was
Yeah,
like, try
she had to
anything.
try it. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like I said, we was in that whole. I can't fault her because we was in this whole like group of people that was all like throwing 3-day parties where people like spend the night sleeping like parties
Wow.
that lasted for days inside in like in two different houses or what I'm
How was
saying.
that? Did you enjoy
Huh?
that? How was
It was
that?
fun at the time. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like everyone was on like it was more than just sex and partying. Like everyone was on like a whole different mental tip. Like we was all studying metaphysics and we were all having like these conversations where we were trying to like do like thoughts and open up people, just open thought conversations. So we were doing like a little bit more. So it was more than just it was like a big tight group based
Mm.
around spirituality and open and free sexuality and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was definitely it was definitely different. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? It's probably still going on. They probably got people. I know people who are still like in that whole society and that whole kind of group of things. Memphis is big about societies. If you know anything about Memphis, it's a big
Mm.
Masonic city. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like so it's you got different groups. You got Eastern Stars, you got Masonic, you got Masons, you got all
Mm.
these different subgroups and these small groups over here and these groups over here. So it's kind of big about like it's always been big about like cliques and things like that. So if you
Wow.
if you find your right group of people, you'll find that like your whole kind of clique type of thing. So, but
That's it.
now like would I do open relationship now? It would have to, like I said, it would definitely have to be with somebody that um
That
that
understand how
understands
it works.
communication. Huh?
Yeah. That
Yeah,
understand how it works. Because it's like I think there is nothing wrong with like whatever rules that you guys decide on, but it's like because it's gonna be some people are like, okay, you do what you do, I don't want to hear, and you do, but some people are like, no, I want you to tell me. So I guess it
right,
depends on the agreement that you guys decide on.
right, exactly. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But yeah, that's my take on it. You know what I'm saying? Like would I do it again? It'd have to be the right person, and at the same
Mhm.
time, like as far as like like I ain't gonna lie, like as a guy, you do think like, dang, you don't want her with this other guy, but at the same time, if you don't have those type of feelings, like you have to, it's a whole separate set of feelings that you have for a girl that you will be open with than you would for a woman that you would want to have a monogamous relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Oh,
like almost like a
so
whole
you're saying
different
you don't love
category of
her the
feelings.
same,
And then it's like because it's like you love that girl, but it's like
but you're not gonna
as far
marry
as
her.
being like yeah, like as far as being in love with someone like that, where like you want to see yourself with the rest of that person, rest of your life, it's like it's kind of like more so like you're having fun right now. Like you with this person,
Mm.
it's convenient. Y'all, she like girls, y'all like girls, and and you can still do what you want to do, and she can still do what you want to. Like I feel like if you're gonna do that, you're not really ready to settle down. Like if you're gonna have like a throuple, where it's like maybe you and two girls, or even like more than one guy. Like if you're gonna have like a situation where it's like a relationship between two or three or more people, then I think that'd be something that's a little bit more grounded in like a traditional relationship. You see what I'm saying? Versus like when you're open, because like at the end of the day, you know, like you never know. Like that person could meet somebody that's gonna rock their world to a point where they're like, hey, I'm with this person now. You never know, like because you
Yeah.
never know people's styles. You never know what someone's into. You never know. So like I wouldn't put like my entire like everything baskets into this woman that I'm with that I'm
Mm-hmm.
open with. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't feel like that my position was always secured, even if we communicate about it, we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Still, in the back of my mind, I'm gonna be like, but she could leave me at any time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, because you know how like relationships happen. Sometimes uh, y'all stop having sex. What happens when you get to that point where you're sleeping with other people more than you're sleeping with this person? You see what I'm saying? What happens when you get to that point? Or what happens when someone does something better than your main girl? And like it's easier for guys because most guys like have more than one woman a lot of times anyway, so it's easier for them to differentiate. But a guy like that usually is gonna have like a separate type of love for that person that he's sleeping with and the person that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
so it's different. Like a guy will hoe out a different woman versus like marrying a woman. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't mind sleeping with the girl that you know that your homeboy hit. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna marry that girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that same situation
For
when
sure.
it's open. You feel what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
that's how I feel about it. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you came and joined because you had a bunch of stuff to share. Like I wasn't expecting that much.
Well, like I said, I was in it for like 4 years, so I learned a lot. Like for me, and I'm gonna tell you, like within that time, I slept with maybe like I actually didn't. I slept with like two girls, and it didn't happen like till towards like the
That's
end
it.
of that relationship, huh?
That's it.
Yeah, because and it wasn't because like I didn't have opportunities. It was just because like really, what I'm saying, I was doing a lot. I was working. I was doing like a lot of other shit, and
Mm-hmm.
and she had more free time to go hang out and do more shit. Because what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, we talked about that before, where like what I'm saying, I've pretty much been like the breadwinner in majority of all my relationships. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, and that was actually one of the few. She actually did have a job, so she actually did pay some bills. So it wasn't like I was fully taking care of her, and she had two kids, which she was taking care of when they needed stuff, you know what I'm saying? Things like
Okay.
that. So, but at the same time, I was paying majority of the bills. I was still doing like a lot of stuff. So I worked majority of the time. And at the same time, like, you know, if I'm getting sex, like I don't have to have like a whole bunch I'm not always thinking about sex. So like if I'm getting it, I might not need it, the
Mm-hmm.
next day or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, you might go out and have sex with somebody else and I come home, I can still get it. I'm still getting it. It ain't like you denying me. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm still getting what I want out of it, so I'm straight. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But like I said, towards the end of our relationship, I did sleep with somebody else, and it was just because I met somebody else, and it was like she was cool, and like it was. But I'll tell you the crazy story about that night. The night that I slept with somebody else was a night that the girl that I was with actually called me to come pick her up from this hotel that she was with because of her. She was with her baby daddy. She had met her baby daddy at a hotel, and she had lost her keys, so she was stranded at this hotel, and she didn't tell me she was going. You know what I'm saying? Had she would have told me, we had a relationship. So had she would have told me, it would have been cool. But she
Mm-hmm.
but she caught herself trying to sneak around and do this shit. Like, why are you sneaking? We have an open relationship. And she never just really caught that. She didn't understood that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Her mind was on like, I need to sneak. So it was like a real crazy story. So like yeah, like I was like, well fuck it. Like you're gonna have to sit out there, do what you do. And then I came back. I did come and get her later on, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, I was with this other girl. Like we were just hanging. I wasn't even expecting to do nothing with her that night. We were just chilling out. And then when that whole situation happened, I was like, fuck it. Like, saying might as well. And then we ended up breaking up like shortly after that though. So like
Yeah.
I said,
That
like I
situation
said,
sound like it was kind of messy.
it was really messy, but like I said, like I ain't gonna lie, like she was banging, like she had like she was banging. So like you can imagine like just having like this banging ass girl. Like so at the time I'm young, I'm 36 now. Like I was in my early 20s then. So like I got this banking girl at the house, and so I'm hitting it every day whenever I want it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like shit, fuck it. And like and that's just basically how that was. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, would I do it again? I would do it again, but it wouldn't be with nobody that I would expect to like marry or nothing like that.
Okay.
Like I don't think I would. I don't think I could marry into like an open relationship. Like we're married and then we're doing this shit. Like it'd be
Hmm.
different if like we were married and we like invite another girl to our bedroom every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? That's just because
Yeah.
I don't want to have a threesome with another dude. You know what I'm saying? So it had to be like a
And you
girl that
gotta
we invite
be,
to
if
our
you're really
relationship.
ready to have a girl, like you gotta be ready
Yeah.
to do it too.
I mean, most girls like girls anyway, so that works. You know what I mean?
I
You-
guess until she comes and asks you, okay, I want another dude, and now you gotta
yeah, I
say
mean, if
yes.
if that's the case, then like you go fuck out with another dude. Like I ain't gotta be there. I don't want to watch that shit. Like I'm not one of those guys that's gonna get off and like, yeah, I'm sitting in the corner like, yeah, like no, I don't want to see that
I mean,
shit.
you can participate.
You can tell me about it, like, yeah, did he make you come? Like whatever. Like you can tell me about it, but I don't want to be there when that shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If we was in an open relationship, like you know what I'm saying, not like, but if we
Yeah,
committed, you know what I'm saying, it's like supposed to be monogamous, then no, I ain't gonna accept that shit. You know what
for
I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, I wouldn't have that same love for that girl. Like so it would be okay. I wouldn't be messed up about it because
sure. Hmm.
for whatever reason, she's serving my purpose. She's with me in my life because she's serving whatever purpose I need for her to serve. You see what I'm saying? Like so so obviously I'm not looking for nothing monogamous right then. I'm looking for somebody to spend my time with when she's with me. You know what I'm saying? To have sex with me when she's with me. So if when she's not with me, she's doing something else, that don't matter because I'm doing something else. You feel what I'm saying? I'm taking care
Yeah.
of my purpose. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You feel what I'm saying? So um and that's only if I'm in a relationship that's open. You know what I'm saying? And that's my piece on it though. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to beat the dead horse.
No, you good? Well, thank you for
Uh,
coming and joining because that was very interesting.
for sure, for sure. I appreciate it. Like you have, be safe. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too. Bye.